all face a lot of obstacles in our life. And when obstacles keep coming, it is important to, change like a river, change your path and make sure that you still achieve whatever you want to do and make your passion the same thing. But sometimes we get stuck with our goals and say we only want to do it and then lose out on our opportunities. So that was some point I wanted to leave, and that's why that story came up. So now I'm at Ford, and then I was very lucky, because that is the time this ISO 14001 was coming on environmental engineering. So they looked at it, all the great little graduate engineer, okay, you're there, nobody else is interested in doing that job, okay, you can take it on and do it here, come on, take it. So that's how they gave that ISO 14001 job to me, and I said, okay, fine, so what am I going to do about this? So I had another friend, her name was Becky, and she was very much interested in trying to do ISO 14001 in some of her plants. So my only thing was, okay, fine, she's going to do it, so I'm also going to do it, but I'm going to do it better. That's the only aim I had. So one of the casting plants in Canada, the Windsor aluminum plant, was the first plant in Ford to have got the ISO 14001 award, and I was part of it. So it was a pride moment for Ford as well as for me, because we got a lot of press. I got a lot of people calling me, talking to me, and all of that. And it was very good. So my life-changing event happened. So they said, okay, we have these full leadership conference in Lisbon, and we want you to come and make a presentation on what you did on ISO 14001. So that was opportunity. So today there was somebody in the panelists said, when you get an opportunity, don't let go of anything. So I took that opportunity, went to Lisbon and made the presentation, and I had the opportunity to meet the leaders, because all the global leaders come in there. So one of the leaders there saw me, and he asked me, where are you from? I said, from India. And then he said, where in India? I said, Chennai. From where in Chennai? I was like, what are you asking me, where in Chennai? What do you know? Then I realized that he has been the one who's been put here to start Ford India in Chennai. So he was very particular, and then he gave me the first opportunity where he said, I want you to come to Ford India and start working in Ford India, because we need women there. And that's how my career started, and I came to Ford India. When I came to Ford India, and here I'm thinking, my job is going to be in environmental engineering. So I come here, and the first thing he says is, no, you're going to do something in quality. I was like, quality? I have no clue of this. And I remember we hired a few people, and then we had one quality problem in the vehicle. When we had the quality problem, there was this person who was working for me, because they made me the quality manager and they brought me here. There was a person by name Mahesh who was working for me, and there was a problem, and they said there's a problem with the cross member. And then I go to Mahesh and ask him, what's a cross member? Because I had no clue. I had nothing to do with mechanical engineering or anything. But he was there trying to tell me what it is. And the reason I'm telling you this is, many times we don't know we don't know everything. As long as you have this attitude or aptitude to learn and not fear asking somebody for it, you will finally see there will be so many people who are willing to teach you, and you can learn in that process. And that has been my entire career, where in all my careers I've held various positions. In all my positions, I can very happily say I didn't know anyone. I didn't know one bit of anyone, and entire thing, the only reason I was successful was because I had the spirit to learn, and I wanted to learn it faster than the rest of the team. Rest of anybody can do. So that's the only mantra I had in my career on how I went up. Now coming to my family front. So I decided to come to India, come to Ford India, and my husband is in the US, and it took him 3 long years before he could make up his mind whether he wants to come to India. Then finally he makes up his mind in the year 2000 to come to India, and in 2001 Ford says, we are going to launch this Icon vehicle in China, so please go to China. So I was here thinking, oh, okay, I have to go to China now, okay. And I told my husband, I don't want to go to China, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And my mother, in her usual style, was like, I don't know what you have to do in your career, just sit at home, you're okay, you've done so much. Was it all constant talking or dialogue to me? But my husband was very particular, and he said that I should take up that position and go to China. But I had a lot of guilt in me, because when I came from US, I brought my son, who was with me. And now when I went to China, in China there were no English medium schools at all at the place that in those days. And it was in the middle of China was this facility. So how could I take him? I couldn't take him. He was in fourth standard, I think, yeah. So how can I take him? So I can't take him there. So here I'm thinking what I should do, and then I'm giving reasons to my husband, saying, you know, if I go there, you're not going to take care of him. You won't take him to this class. You won't take him to Pata class. You won't take him for this violin class. You won't do this. He will not study very well. You won't take him to basketball class. You'll only go to work. Only I have to do all of this. Who's going to take care of all of this? So I don't want to go and all of this. And all these million explanations, you know, the fears that they talk to you about, the fears which don't exist, that we imagine is reality, is what was going through my mind. But my husband was like, don't worry, we'll take care, go, 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 go. So finally I go there. And I was there in China for about 6 months, then I come back. And I'm thinking, I'm sure my husband has not done this, he has not done that, he has not done this. I can tell you, he did everything perfectly well, much better than what I would have done. So many times we have this impression that we are the owners of our child, we are the owners of the house, we are the owners of the kitchen, we are the owners of everything, is an illusion that we all have. Once you let go of that illusion, you will realize that the opportunities are humongous and you can do a lot more. It is our own constraints, we constrain ourselves. So from my life story, you could probably take that don't constrain yourself. Don't imagine you have everything. And the guilt is something that we all have as women, which is too much. We think, okay, have I really, I've been a career woman, I've not taken care of my son. When my son, I remember once my son, they have these parent-teacher conferences. So I go in there, he's in 8th standard. I walk in and I ask him, hey, which section are you? Please tell me I can go meet the teacher. And he's like, Amma, you're the only one who'll ask this question. Which section am I in? You're not even so aware. The minute he said that, I'm here thinking, I'm a bad mother. I'm really a bad mother. I've only taken care of my career. I've really not taken care of my son. Look at them. They know that. They know this. I'm not that. Because we want to be 100% as women in every front. But we had Mr. Bali say, you can't be everything. You can't be Sachin Tendulkar. You can beat him in math. Like that, you cannot be good in everything. But we as women think we have to multitask and be good at everything. Not even good. We have to be 100% at everything. And we kill ourselves and have so much stress. And then, we give up. What is the first thing that happens? Give up what you have as your aspiration. Give that up. Because that's the last thing that you want to care is about yourself. So anyway, coming back to my story. So guilt is something I want to leave with all of you. Do not have too much of guilt. You're all doing a good job. Everyone is doing a fantastic job. Have the pride that you're doing a good job and be happy with yourself. The last point I want to leave with is, because many people come back and ask me, what was your driving force? How did you become the president of a company? You're in a manufacturing field. Not many women are there. You headed a plant. How did you do it? How did you deal with union? And all these questions keep coming to me. The only thing I would like to tell everyone is, the only thing I had in my mind when I did all of this is to have a higher purpose of doing something. I never wanted to become the president. I never wanted to become the plant head. I never wanted any of that. All I wanted is a different ideal, something to serve, some purpose to do something good. And it'll always, the higher the ideal, the more you have your ideal on the society or something like that, more your aspiration will be. So today, when I joined Ivan, I was telling this morning, when I joined Ivan, I was not too keen. I was like, okay, fine, what can they're calling me, let me join in and all of that. But after having joined Ivan, the benefit I have got is so much. And I feel so compelled to give a lot more. As you know, when you take something, you don't feel very good. When do you feel very good? When you give. So anytime you can think of your job or anything on what you're giving back, you'll find that you feel energized, you feel happy, you feel enthused about doing it. So please always look at a higher ideal, whichever it is. It can even be that I'll do whatever my boss wants. Let me do something so that my boss can be successful. That's also a good ideal because you're giving something. It's not like I'm going to do this because I have to get this promotion. Then you have stress because you won't achieve it, you may not achieve it, and you have stress, and then it builds up on you. So the advice is see what you can give to someone, and when you give to someone, you will be happy and naturally you will do well in your lives. Thank you.